Acculturation. In the previous videos, we have learned what is socialization and what is enculturation. Now we will see what is acculturation. So it is the process of adaptation and culture modification that occurs as a result of continuous contact between two different and distinct cultures. The cultural modification can happen at individual level, group level, and how it happen by adapting or borrowing the traits from another culture. The process of acculturation results from the contact and cultural exchange of the country where a person or social group is established. In this process, that is through acculturation, new values and practices of a culture other than one's own are acquired. So we will see this in detail. Before going to the details, please remember to subscribe the channel. Thank you. Definition of acculturation. It is a process of cultural contact and exchange through which a person or group comes to adopt certain values and practices of a culture that is not originally their own to a greater or lesser extent. The result is that the original culture of the person or group remains, but it is changed by the process. For example, if you or a group of people moved from your country to another country, then you will be in continuous contact with persons in that country. Through that, what happens? You will adopt certain values and practices of that culture, which is new to you. But your original culture, that will remain in you. You retain your own distinct culture. On top of that, you will adopt the practice and value of another culture. That is acculturation. It can occur as a result of in-person contact or the contact through art, literature, or media. Acculturation can happen at different levels, at group level and at the individual level. During acculturation at a group level, what happens is like the values, practices, form of art and technologies of another culture is adopted. The adoption of ideas, beliefs and ideologies along with the inclusion of foods, style of cuisine, etc. are adopted. If you consider the example of United States, they have immigrants from various different countries and they embrace the Mexican, Chinese, Indian cuisine within their country. This happened because of acculturation. And at the same time, the immigrant population, they adopt the mainstream American food or the American cuisine. Acculturation at group level also include the cultural exchange like clothing, fashion, etc. And on top of that, language. The immigrant group learn and adopt the language of the new country and they learn certain phrases and words and make their way into common usage. Other than that, sometimes some leaders, they make conscious decision to adopt technologies or practices of another country for what? For the development of their own country. For example, in certain developing countries, they adopt the technologies or practices that was successful in a developed country they will adopt it so that the developing country can work efficiently and it lead to the progress of the country. So in that case, leaders make conscious decision to adopt. That how acculturation happens there. Then at individual level, it involves all the same things that occur at the group level, but the motives and the circumstances may differ. People who travel to foreign land where the culture differ from their own, they spend extended period of time there. They engage in process of acculturation, intentionally or not. For what? To learn and experience new things, to enjoy their stay and reduce the social friction that can arise from the cultural difference. So the acculturation happens at group level and individual level, and includes the adoption of values, practice, form of art and technologies, and it includes the food and style of cuisine, then cultural exchange of clothing and fashion, and most importantly language, so that they can enjoy the stay and there won't be any social friction that can arise from the cultural difference. Strategies and outcomes of acculturation. Various strategies are assimilation, separation, integration, marginalization, and transmutation. So, what is assimilation? It is a strategy used when little or no importance is placed on maintaining the original culture. Consider you moved from your country to another country and you don't give importance in maintaining your original culture. You just want to move on to the new culture. You give importance to fit in and to develop relationship with the new culture. The outcome is that you will become culturally indistinguishable from the culture into which you have get assimilated. This type of acculturation is occur in societies that are considered as melting pots. That is, into that culture, the new member is get completely absorbed. So you don't maintain your original culture, you completely move on to the new culture and you become indistinguishable from the new culture. Completely get assimilated. Second is separation. Here, no importance is placed on embracing new culture. You moved from your country to another country and you place importance on maintaining your original culture and you don't want to embrace the new culture. The original culture is maintained and the new culture is rejected. This acculturation is likely to happen in culturally or racially segregated societies. Then comes integration. Here, both the culture, that is the original culture and the new culture is adapted. You maintain the original culture and you adapt to the new culture. So both the culture are important to you. This is a common strategy of acculturation and it is observed among many immigrant communities. Those who use this strategy might be thought of as bicultural and may be known to code switch when moving between different cultural groups. For example, if you are with the people in your original culture, then your behavior and the customs or the beliefs that you will be exhibiting will be in accordance with the original culture. And if you are with the people with new culture, then you will switch your behavior accordingly. So there will be a code switch. And this is the norm in what are considered in multicultural societies. Then marginalization. This strategy is used by those who place no importance in either maintaining their original culture or adopting the new one. So you don't want to maintain your original culture, at the same time you don't want to adopt the new one. Then what happens? The result is the person or the group is marginalized. They are pushed aside and they are forgotten by the rest of the society. This can occur in societies where cultural exclusion is practiced, and it will make difficult or unappealing for a culturally different person to integrate. Then finally comes the transmutation. The strategy here used is the people, they place importance on both maintaining the original culture and adopting the new culture. Same as integration. The original culture is maintained and at the same time the new culture is adopted. But here the difference is like, rather than integrating, what happens is a new culture, a third culture is formed. A third culture is created with the blend of the old and the new. So these are the strategies and the outcome of the acculturation process. Acculturation attitude. It is the attitude of the individual or a group of people that happens during the process of acculturation. It refers to the various ways that acculturating individuals prefer to live with the two cultures that they are in contact with. They have the original culture and the new culture. And the attitude refers to the individual, what they prefer to do, how they want to adopt the new culture and how they want to maintain the original culture. And this attitude of the individual or the people, it influences the acculturation strategy they choose. We have learned the strategies of the acculturation, right? Like assimilation, separation, integration, marginalization, and transmutation. So the attitude of the individual, it influences which acculturation strategy should be choose. Again, the attitude of the host country towards the immigrants, that also greatly influence the acculturation strategies adopted by various group or individual. And studies have shown that the more educated the participant, then they are more likely to have a positive attitude towards the acculturation. So the more educated participants shown positive attitude towards the process of acculturation. Now let's have a quick recap on what we have learned about acculturation. We have seen the definition, then various level of acculturation, then various strategies, and the acculturation attitude. When individuals or group of people transition from living a lifestyle of their own culture to moving into the lifestyle of another culture, they must acculturate or come to adapt the new culture's behavior, values, customs, and language. It is an act of transition. Then only your life in the new culture will be smooth and easy. So, hope you have liked this video. Please subscribe and share. Thank you and keep smiling.